today because innocent men and women and children are being murdered in Palestine every day and every hour. Hospitals are being bombed. Imagine that. That's 1 out of every child in your kid's class. That's, maybe 4 out of every person at your friend's wedding. That's 1 person at your family reunion. And this is happening because this country, the United States of America, and its vassal state in the Middle East, Israel, have determined it politically useful to bomb the fuck out of Palestine. And that's what we're here today to fight against. That's what we're here today to say, we're not having this anymore. We're going to fight until Palestine is free. We're going to fight until the bombs stop dropping and the territory is given back to the Palestinians.
We're standing here on October 7th of 2025. It's been 2 years since Palestinians broke of neglect. But what that experience is an example of is what every single day people in Gaza have to live with. Explosions, destruction, death and injury. All being done on our dime with our tax money to kill children in Palestine. You believe a fucking word he has to say? Do you believe what he has to say? No. Fuck no.
Now, the protesters took a boot, which they covered in blood, and they used it to splatter images of the faces of political leaders in the United States, both the left and the right, who they hold responsible for complicity with Israel and its atrocities. And as they speak, they're blaming an entire system, an economic system of imperialism, for being responsible for the atrocities and the destruction of Gaza, which the U.S. government is facilitating and carrying out along with Israel. Now, the rhetoric of the protesters seems to emphasize calls for overthrowing the system, seems to condemn the American political establishment and call for some kind of uprising.
Refugee, contract American, U.S. citizen in Israel that are on
PR cover for it. As of a few days ago, the news came out that Donald
Protest and a strong message while also reaching people who otherwise might not be regular activist crowd of people like,
the things that Anthony had described about his experience in Gaza as a veteran who was hired by a so-called foundation distributes is nowhere near enough with fully automatic weapons in Gaza as we speak of today, right now, and have been since the 26th of May. They're in the country on tourist. We took the streets and then we gave them back and we went home and got comfortable. And every second that passes, a genocide rages on. The fact is, if Hamas could have freed Palestine alone, then October 7th would have been enough. But we saw when the entire world abandoned them that they can't do it alone. They need us. Everyone here, everyone watching has a choice to make. Are you going to take those risks? Are you going to make...
We're having a protest.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea, we'll live forever.
Say free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free on the shoulders of Palestinian people, of all people who are looking for freedom, who are fighting for freedom and liberation. And we need to carry that torch. Everyone who's standing around being bystanders, you need to be a part of this because this is on everyone's shoulder. How can you live in the exploitation of America? One more time. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free! Air prison. An open air prison. The media can tell all they want, they can spin it all they want, but this was resistance. This was resistance. Israel!
horrific form of treatment. An end to all apartheid, to all genocide, to all oppression for the Palestinians, for the Sudanese, for the Haitians, for the Congolese.
As you can see, the protesters have assembled here on 42nd Street. They have gathered. This is October 7th, and they are very close to the Israeli consulate, the Israeli mission to the United Nations. We're here on 2nd Avenue, and the protesters have covered their faces. Now, that's because many protesters have been doxxed, have been threatened with losing their jobs, losing their position in school, facing disciplinary action for participating in these protests. And so the protesters feel a need to cover their identity because of the fact that there are repercussions here in New York City for those who speak in support of Palestine. Now, often these protests assemble with a permit. They have a part of the street that is blocked off for them. That's not the case today. These protesters are here without a permit, and there has been a statement they've been circulating anticipating arrest. So we're going to see how things go here. Now, the police have blocked off the road up to the Israeli mission and consulate, and the protesters are here. They're in the street. They're on the corner. There's a lot of police around. We're going to see how this develops.
Have by and large surrendered under the so-called Congo.
Jesus love you, Jesus. He's the only one. He's the only one. He's the peace. Jesus is peace. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Okay, Jesus, he died on the cross for you. And he loves you.
You need to stand up.
Don't look human. Look at the real God. And for God to love the world, that he gave his only one son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have an eternal life. If you repent and you accept Jesus, Jesus is here. Jesus loves you and he's here. He born in Israel, in Palestine.
From the sea to the sea, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. There is only one solution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. Intifada revolution. There is only one solution. There is only one solution.
We're here in front of the Israeli consulate. So these people are sick, and they've been starving Gaza and throwing out aid, and these are the conditions that you harass, brutalize, and oppress people every day in New York City.
Fuck out of here, bitch. Don't touch her. Don't fucking touch her.
Hands off her.
Don't fucking touch people, son. Get your hands off. Get your hands off. One more time, let go.
Let go of her. Why are you guys doing this? You don't need to do this.
Do not obstruct the rest. Stop obstructing. Let go. Hands off. Get your hands off. Get your hands off. Fuck you.
Yo, don't twist his arm. Don't twist his fucking arm.
Fuck the police!
All right, now at this point, the protesters have seen 2 arrests. 2 people were pulled out of the crowd. There was kind of a push and pull scuffle between the protesters and the police. 2 protesters were taken away. Not clear why they were arrested, so we're waiting for more information on that. Now, the protesters seem to indicate they plan to burn a U.S. flag, so we'll see what happens next.
On for 2 years now. When this empire demands that we pledge allegiance to the flag, both the U.S. flag, a symbol of the greatest criminals in the world, and the Israeli flag, itself a desecration of a religious symbol used to shield Israel's crimes against humanity. We must instead pledge allegiance to the people of the world.
Now, we've already seen 2 protesters arrested. They did just burn an Israeli and American flag here on the street of the city, doused them with oil, lit them on fire. Small crowd of people here, but quite angry situation, quite a lot of pent-up emotions being released here, a lot of anger, and you know, the crowd here is small, but there's a huge police presence, I must say. Yeah.
Israel's cry, not another nickel, not another dime, no more money for Israel's cry, not another nickel, not another dime.
Has a right to exist, and people have rights to exist. States don't. No, of course not. That's why there's a big dispute.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it Gaza, Gaza, you will rise!
Now we're here in front of Fox News, the building owned by News Corporation, which is the corporation that owns Fox News and the Wall Street Journal. And as you can see, there's a very big crowd of protesters here. They've picked the spot because Fox News is perceived as being a very pro-Israel network and very much distorting the image of the situation as far as the protesters are concerned. Now, there's a big placard at the front of the rally that says it didn't start on October 7th. And that seems to be a consistent theme among the protesters today, that the events of October 7th, 2 years ago, they're not what spurned the conflict. They view the root as being the occupation of Gaza, the oppression of the Palestinians, and they argue that the lamenting of October 7th events is covering up the real nature of the conflict.
A neighborhood in Gaza dies. Every time we alive, 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 neighborhood in Gaza dies. Every time we alive.
says it didn't start October 7th. Can you explain that?
It didn't start on October 7th because Palestine has been occupied by quote-unquote Israel since 1948. And even before then, the Zionists were attacking Palestine and moving in on their land. And being under occupation, they've been murdered, jailed, raped, and even not given the food that they need in Palestine because of Israel. Fuck that. They were living under a genocide anyway. It was a slow genocide.
Now, do you feel like the Israel lobby has a lot of power over American politicians?
Yeah, I mean, like, they bought and paid for, and that's not okay. And also, people have a right to resist when they're occupied under international law. All that we're talking about here is international law. Israel doesn't think that they have to uphold international law. That's it.
Do you think the UN might take action to stop Israel?
The UN has not taken action. And also, we should never have a veto power. U.S. should not have a veto power. That's it. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
This might sound like a conspiracy theory, but I believe it's because of Mossad, from the Epstein files to a lot of other things. They're blackmailing U.S. politicians, but along with that, with AIPAC, they're basically bribing U.S. politicians, and that's making it so they're passing laws and bills that are not only worsening our country, but are improving Israel's country at that, I mean, think about it. We've had a government shutdown. That means our troops aren't getting paid, but Israel is. That does not make sense whatsoever.
Bribing and buying out our politicians and our country. Those billions of dollars that are going to Israel could be used here, could be used for the homeless, could be used for healthcare that they have in Israel, but they don't have here. We're paying for our tax dollars. And I say it has to stop now. The U.S. needs to stop sending its money. The UN needs to get involved. This needs to stop immediately.
And then to add on to that, Israel, and along with that, billionaires are dividing the people, between religion, between politics, between race. I believe that no matter if you're left or right, black or white, Muslim, Jewish, I believe that everybody needs to just kind of unite to fight back against this Israeli threat.
The Yemenis have been in a civil war that's been going on for a long time. The Houthis have taken control of some areas in Yemen. It's a very long and complicated civil war, and they stand in solidarity with their brothers in Palestine no matter what, as well as other countries, because the other countries in the area, like Saudi Arabia, are bombing and killing Yemenis people, as well as helping and supplying the Israelis, and they want to stand with the Palestinians, their brothers in faith, in ethnicity, and in humanity, to not let this continue. That's why.
But what Israel is doing is they're actively attacking aid groups and UN, contingencies. They're, stopping any aid to Palestine and essentially making the situation much worse than it already was. And I believe that the United States, along with the surrounding Islamic countries, should not only assist, but directly, mingle in assisting the Palestinians.
Yes, the UN needs to stop. The only country right now that's doing whatever it wants is Israel. The only country that's getting money and support from other countries while doing a genocide and killing citizens from other nations like the US and kidnapping people, flotilla workers, etc., is Israel, and the world goes silent. This needs to stop immediately. People need to urge their governments. The governments need to stop this aiding, and we need to stop this influence that is only dragging us down. They're dragging us down, and they're using us.
Okay, one last question. This crowd is mostly left, but there's actually a number of people on the right, like Thomas Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, that are criticizing Israel. What do you think about that?
I mean, exactly. Israel has pertained to evils like so much recently that it doesn't matter what you believe in, whether you're on the left, or whether you're on the right, Israel is affecting every American citizen negatively, and I believe that, no matter what you believe in, no matter how far right you are, no matter how far left you are, we can all essentially agree on one thing, and it's that Israel is an issue and we need to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's about right or left. When it comes to genocide and oppression, it's not about right or left. I don't consider myself right or left. I'm a Muslim. That's all I ascribe to. It's not about politics when it comes to innocent kids dying and starving every day. And your countries, whether it's right or left, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party is bought out by the same people. And we need to stop this.
They're both called left and right wing for a reason. They're two wings on the same bird, you know? It's, yeah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
I'm good. Oh my goodness, it's been too long.
Yeah, man. Next time answer the text messages, man. Come on.
Okay.